It's perfectly okay to ease your way into doing things that are difficult. He ran 7 miles and didn't run again for another month. And that run wasn't 7 miles, and he's never done 7 miles again. What's happening, peoples? Today is a rest day. And I'm going on a little walk. Recently, I watched a video by a YouTuber called Find 404. And in the video, he said that he trained like David Goggins for 100 days. So he looked at David Goggins' training plan. And one of the things that David Goggins said is that in order to lose 100 pounds in 3 months, he'd go on a run for no less than 12 miles. So Find 404 went out on a run, in his first ever run, and ran 12 miles with zero training. He did train like David Goggins for 100 days, but he also got injured. Watching him do the video was very impressive, but for most people, I'm going to say 90% of people, training like David Goggins isn't for them, and it shouldn't have to be. And the reason I say most people is because 1% of the world's population have run a marathon. If you've run a marathon, you're in an elite club. As impressive as it is to go out there and run 12 miles in your first go, I ain't knocking it actually, that's a pretty mean feat. But you don't have to do that. You can ease your way into doing difficult things. And I think it's advisable for most people to ease their way into doing difficult things. Going out to run 12 miles every day for 100 days is going to take a lot of willpower. And if you're not used to running, it's going to make it difficult. It's going to make it a lot more difficult than it needs to be. Anybody who runs will tell you that running is hard. I have two friends. Both of them started running at the same time, but took different approaches to running. One decided straight off the bat he was going to go on a 7-mile run. He spoke to me about it and I said, I don't think that's a good idea. I think you should ease your way into running. And he said, why? I said, because after you do that 7-mile run, your body's not used to it and it's going to shut down after the run. He didn't move for 3 days and he didn't go on another run for about a month. And that run wasn't 7 miles and he's never done 7 miles again. My second friend would go out on runs and he would run 2K, stop for a bit, walk for a bit, and then run another 2K. But over time, slowly increase the amount of mileage that he's doing or kilometers that he's doing to a point where he was able to increase it to being able to run for 5K non-stop, then work his way up to doing 10K non-stop, and then work his way up to doing a half marathon. So in 4 years, one friend has never run 7 miles again, and the other friend has managed to get up to doing a half marathon because they eased their way into doing something that was difficult. So it made it more enjoyable and they actually looked forward to their runs. Impressive as I find David Goggins to be, and what Find 404 did, there's also people that will be impressed by you going on a journey, even if that journey takes you 6 months, having the dedication to get up in the cold and the rain and push through when times are difficult. You've got a blueprint of how you're able to go from 0 to half marathon by going the easy route, but making it slightly harder as time goes on. We are impressed by what Find 404 did and what David Goggins did because we know that most people can't do it and most people don't want to do it. I think it's just as important that people see that they're able to do difficult things and they have a blueprint for doing difficult things. And you could be that blueprint for them. You can show them that you can build up to doing this slowly. It's not out of your reach. It's very obtainable. I think that's equally as impressive for somebody to slowly build up from not running to running a half marathon or even a marathon. If it took them a year, it took them 6 months. I think you see the growth and you see how a person has developed. A person that is looking at your journey will see that it's attainable, and you'll be able to tell them that it's attainable, and they'll be able to relate to you in your journey, where you could say to them, I was where you were 6 months ago, and it just took 6 months of effort, 3 days a week, for me to get from zero to half marathon. It took a year's worth of effort of running 3 to 4 days a week to go to a marathon. And once people see that, they'll see what is attainable, and they'll see that they can do hard things as long as they work towards it, and that they can ease their way into doing it rather than just starting at difficulty 10. I think it's perfectly okay to build mental resilience, and the way to do that is by starting where you're at and slowly increasing the difficulty. As you increase the difficulty, your fitness is increased with it, your mentality will increase with it. You'll learn about yourself when you are starting to get cramp and you push through, or it's cold outside and you don't want to run, but you go and run anyway. All those things are what's going to help you to grow. You can ease your way into doing difficult things, man. Put your shoes on, let's go.